Whenever we decided to do this, we knew it was going to be a place, it wasn't strictly for weddings, but it was more so geared towards weddings than anything else. And so whenever we drove up, it was real fun. You saw this old farmhouse and then just this open land behind you. It's a part of New Braunfels that is really just still the true New Braunfels feel, where it's just the openness and you've got the farmlands and the rolling, like, just openness behind you. And just kind of felt the whole history here. Everything felt right whenever we pulled up, and so just kind of knew from the very start whenever we got here that this was it.
It actually is one of the first houses in Guadalupe County to have power, and it actually was the field itself, since we sit in a 52-acre hayfield, was the parajumper landing spot, and then they would have to like walk across the street during the Second World War. So it actually has some really cool kind of Army history to it.
Ever evolving, I think, is the hardest part, is that you have to always be furthering your education in the industry. Always you're having to seek information, you're having to seek the new trends, you're having to do styled shoots all the time and do social media. And that's one of the things that is on my plate with the business. And I think that's the hardest part for me, is the marketing part of it, is that you have to always be relevant. And it's just, the wedding industry is on point and at the same speed as the fashion industry. You know, you'll have a trend, and yeah, some trends stay and they stick around, but most of the time it's not. It's changing a lot. And so for us, I'd say the hardest part is just staying relevant, because if you're not moving forward with it, you're kind of slowing down and slowly dying. And so luckily for us, though, that is one of the same things that drives us and inspires us. So it's a kind of a double-edged sword, but we do make as much fun with it as we can.
We had this like a chain link like roll of fencing that a like tree had actually grown through over by the bar, the smokehouse area, and we were like yanking on it, like couldn't get it out. And so Cassie was like, what if we tried to pull it out with my car? So Cassie doesn't have a truck. She has an X5 BMW, so we like back it on up to it. And I originally tied just like this like rope around it. Such a bad idea. It almost popped off, like popped me in the face, but luckily dodged it, tied a chain to it, and we're able to yank it off. But then Cassie thought it'd be absolutely hysterical to just start driving with this huge like ball of wire behind her. And I'm like, don't go on the street, don't go on the street. So sure enough, she goes on the street and like makes a turn, and we were working on the fence at the same time. Oh, thank God she cleared the fence, but she took out the telephone like a router box, like just bowling pinned it. It was hysterical. Oh my, I was like absolutely dying. And then AT&T came by a couple weeks later and was like, hey, so we noticed that our phone lines are down over here. It's like, oh my God. I mean, I don't know who did that.
The vision we had for it was just, we knew we wanted to create something that just was welcoming for everybody, that they came on property and knew, hey, this is a good feel, and they just felt right. Obviously, it would be a wedding venue and event space. We dabbled with different ideas about the structure for the actual event hall, but pretty much everything else we kind of knew from the beginning, like how we were going to make the farmhouse look and how we were going to make the groom suite look. But this space, we definitely watched a lot of
DIY.
Yeah,
a lot of YouTube videos.
Fixer-upper.
But our parents also taught us a lot, specifically our dad. He actually taught us how to make all the doors. So we ended up making all of the doors. Mm-hmm. So we actually learned a lot through the construction process, and yeah. that was something that I guess in regards to like vision changing, you know, whenever you start a business, you're like, oh, we'll just buy this and just buy this, and then you realize like that might not exist. That size, that color, that style that you want. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll just make them.
Being here, witnessing it, seeing everybody else, like they take pictures out here. I'm like, oh my God, they're taking pictures out there. I just don't know, you know, just seeing them really enjoy and be in the moment. But I think the other part is when we get the wedding albums in and the wedding videos, you're like, oh my God, that's the farmhouse. Like we created that space, and it's just like, I never thought it could be so beautiful. I mean, I don't know if you did, but I just look at the videos, and those are the ones, they make me cry. We've been ugly crying before out in the chapel watching videos.
Sobs just everywhere. It's so fun, even whenever we've had vendors that are here during a wedding that I'll walk outside and they're taking photos, like specifically in front of these big barn doors. Like it just makes everyone so small, and they're just such this gigantic like structure that just, it's very, very unique. And so it just makes me so happy whenever I get to see people enjoying something that we've worked so hard on.